It is time for your favorite Android podcast from the crew of blindandroidusers.com. Kick back, relax, and enjoy another fine episode from these Google fanboys and gals as they navigate Android from a blindness perspective. And now, here are your hosts.
Hello and welcome to episode 112 of the Blind Android Users Podcast. I'm Ed Green and I'm joined today by my co-hosts Warren Carr, Fee Dunn, Austin Pinto, John Dyer and Doug Cameron. And today is exclusively about our first App Bonanza of 2023. We are coming to you on Saturday the 28th of January 2023. Well, it's great to be here. Warren, you're ill and very grumpy. I would ask you how you are, but I've sort of said it. But anything you want to say? How have you been this week?
I am not feeling too great today. However, I'm glad to be here and thanks for the great introduction. This is our first quarter for the App Bonanza for this year, 2023. And we hope that you guys will be sending in your apps that you like or demo them or suggest them to us. And we'll be bringing you those apps in our next quarter, sometime in April.
See, when I'm ill, like I was last week, I don't turn up. What Warren has done today is come, say how ill he is, tell us all to hurry up, shut up, and whatever. Like, absolute madness. But anyway, great to have you with us, Warren. Glad you're here. iPhone, how are you?
Not bad, thanks. Very busy week. I've been preparing a service for Candlemas, which is actually on the 2nd of February, but in our church we're doing it tomorrow. So I've been writing a sermon, doing prayers, all that kind of thing, because I'm a trainee preacher. And that's all done now. So hopefully that'll all go well tomorrow.
So does this mean you'll be waxing lyrical on Candlemas?
Yeah, very good, Ed. Well done. Yes, I will. And I'm still a bit asthmatic, which is why my voice still sounds a bit slightly strange, but I'm all right. It just sounds a bit husky at times. And it's cold in London, but hopefully it'll warm up soon.
That was me thinking you'd taken up smoking.
No, that's never going to happen. Yuck.
Nah. Doug, how are you?
I'm not too bad. It's frigid as hell, so I'm kind of trying to stay in the house, keep warm, but overall not too bad.
Glad to hear it. John Boy, how are you? Pet lamb chops?
What was that?
Pet lamb chops.
Not sure. I get the reference.
It's a British term of endearment. Fee, do you want to tell John about pet lamb chops?
No, because I've got no idea what you're talking about.
You must have heard the term pet lamb chops.
Nope.
It can't be a northern thing. Anyway, it's like, it's not. It's a term of endearment. Anyway, how are you?
Well, I'm flattered. Thank you. I've been pretty good. I mean, the wife, the son, and I are a little under the weather. We have been for a few weeks now. I feel like we're sick more than we're not these days, but just a typical stay-at-home dad kind of week. Probably watched The Lion King 30 times. So that's my week.
Yeah. Does he watch Madagascar yet? Have you seen those? That's what my daughter's into.
No, but he would probably love it.
Yeah. We've seen The Lion King. She bought a Lion King toy the other week when we went to Hamleys. So, yes. And Austin, what's going on in Mumbai?
In Mumbai, things are very good. It was very cold last week, about 8 degrees. And in India, the problem is we don't have heat. We have AC, but no heating system. So just warm clothes and that's it. Because it never gets so cold. It always gets warm. So we are prepared for the summer, but not for the winter. So things are good. Things are improving and good to be here.
So weirdly, we in the UK and India seem to be having reverse things. So we only have heating and it's getting warmer because of climate change. You only have aircon and it's getting colder. We need to kind of swap.
Yeah, we need to
either
swap.
the weather or the heating systems.
Yeah.
The heating systems might be a bit easier to swap, I think. I don't think we can control the weather individually, anyway.
Swapping the eating system is a bit of a challenge. You've got to like do it house for house.
Yeah, that
I
would
don't know.
still. I just said easier. I didn't say it'd be easy.
True. Let's then turn to our App Bonanza of 2023, the first one. As Warren said, please do send in your apps because otherwise you have to listen to us do all the demos, and a diversity of voice and contribution is always good. And kicking us off with our App Bonanza, it's Warren with the Samsung Internet Browser.
Hi. In keeping with our theme for episode 112, and that's the App Bonanza, first quarter for 2023, I am demonstrating another app. This time, I'll be demonstrating an app from Samsung in the way of the Samsung Internet Browser. Like many browsers on our phone, this one too is based on Chromium. For today's demonstration, I'll be utilizing my Pixel 7 Pro running Android 13 QPR2 Beta 2. And for speech services, I am again employing the services of the Google Speech Services. I am on my home screen now and will navigate my way to an icon on my home screen simply entitled Internet. I'll tap on that and we'll proceed from here.
Internet. Samsung Internet. Browse faster.
Upon launching the app, we heard Samsung Internet browse faster. What I will do at this point is double tap to let it read from here about the information, and at the bottom is the continue button. I'll now triple tap and let it read this whole screen.
Enjoy fast and simple browsing on your phone or tablet. Protect your privacy. Automatically block companies from tracking where you go on the web. You can turn smart anti-tracking off in privacy settings. Enhance your browsing experience. Try convenient features such as video assistant and translator. By continuing, you agree to the terms and conditions and privacy notice. Continue button.
There you have it, and at the very bottom is that continue button. I will now tap on continue button.
Continue button. Internet. Quick access heading.
We are now on a page and we heard quick access. Above the screen from left to right is an edit field where you will type your internet address if you want to go to a website. Below that, though, on the right-hand corner, just about an inch from the very top corner, we have an edit button.
Edit button.
This edit button would come in handy later on as you disable some things or add some things to your home screen. Moving down, we got
Block backward redirections heading.
block backward redirections heading. And this by default is off. You want to turn it on.
Turn on button.
And I'm going to tap here to turn it on. But before I turn it on, let's move down and see what else is here before we turn it on.
Stop sites from redirecting you to ads and other unwanted content.
And that's the last one there. Below that, though, we have some buttons and tabs at the bottom. Let's back up one step, though, and turn on that redirection when you hit the back.
Turn on button.
I tap here.
Block backward redirections turned on. Your back button's safe again.
And now let's go to the bottom that I mentioned a few seconds ago, and that's the fact that we have some buttons and tabs here at the very bottom part of the screen. Starting from the bottom left, we have the following, and I'll be going right from here. We've got
Back button disabled.
the back button. In other words, when I have tapped on a URL, for example, and has taken me to that URL content, and I want to go back, I'll tap this to go back, and we heard it disabled because I haven't gone to anything yet. To the right of that, we've got
Forward button disabled.
forward, and that too is disabled because I haven't tapped on any URLs yet. Next,
Home button.
This one says Home button, so it's a tab that if I tap on, I'll be in the Home tab. Moving next to the right,
Bookmarks button.
moving right,
Tabs button.
is the tabs. In other words, if you tap here, you'll see how many tabs you have opened and things like that. On the right of that,
Tools button.
we have the Tools button. Let's go on now and tap on Tools. I'll now tap here to activate Tools.
Samsung Internet. Downloads button. Row 1, column 1, in grid, 4 rows, 4 columns.
I am now sitting on the first item here that says Downloads, and there are 4 rows. From left to right, we got like 4 items on each row. Moving from the first item here that is Downloads, going right, we got
History button. Column 2.
History. That's where you go in to check your history. Going right,
Saved pages button. Column 3.
Saved pages. Pages you decide to choose to save. Next, to the right of that,
Add page to button. Disabled. Column 4.
we got Add Page to, and it's disabled because we're not on a web page now, so we cannot add any pages. In other words, if you want to add a page to a group later on, because we'll be seeing something called groups in tabs, you could choose to add something to a group. Moving to the second row, starting from the left, we got
Share button. Disabled. Row 2.
Share
Column
disabled.
1.
Going right,
Light theme sites button. Column 2.
Light theme sites. In other words, if you go to a website, by default, because it follows your system settings, I have the dark mode turned on for my system. But if I navigate to a web page, for example, blindandroidusers.com, and I want that blind Android users page to be a light page, not following my system setting, when I tap here, it will ask me for that web page address, and I'll type in blindandroidusers.com. Moving right,
Add blockers button. Column 3.
Add blockers, meaning you could tap here and choose from the many ad blockers that Samsung provides. I think that Ad Card is even one of those. To the right of that,
Find on page button. Disabled. Column 4.
Find on page, that's to find a particular item on the page. And of course, it's disabled because I'm not on any web page yet. Moving to the third row, we got
Desktop site button. Disabled. Row 3. Column
Desktop
1.
sites, disabled because I'm not on a web page yet. Moving right,
Text size button. Disabled. Column 2.
Text size, meaning you could change how your text looks, how you want to make it bigger or smaller, and all of that. To the right of that, we got
Zoom button. Disabled. Column 3.
you could choose to zoom those pages and things like that. Next,
Add-ons button. Column 4.
we have add-ons, and here you could go in and add different items and things like that. Frankly, I'm not going to go into all of these things, or maybe just a few of them, because if I were to go into all of these things, it will take the entire podcast or episode to do that. So I'm not going into these things. You can go into these things on your own and see the things in here that you would like to enable. Now, moving to the last row, starting from the left,
Print PDF button. Disabled.
Print
Row 4.
PDF,
Column 1.
and it's disabled because I do not have any PDF showing up here. Next,
Privacy button. Column 2.
privacy. Next,
Settings button. Column 3.
settings, and that's the last item here at the bottom right. Let's go ahead though and tap on these settings because it also has some things in here we need to take a look at. I'll now tap on settings.
Internet settings. Navigate up button. Out of grid.
Tapping
Showing
on
items 1
internet
to 14
settings,
of
we
18.
heard navigate up because it's sitting there on the top left corner where the navigate up button is located. I'll now move my finger down and go from here. Putting my finger down, here's what we got.
Sync with Samsung Cloud. Sign into your Samsung account to sync your bookmarks, saved pages, and more. Enlist 18 items.
The first item we heard is to sync with the Samsung Cloud. I do want to mention here in passing that there's no desktop browser for the Samsung Internet browser. However, if you sync with your Samsung Cloud, for example, when you save pages and things like that, you can install a Chrome extension that you should be able to access your saved pages on your Samsung Cloud from your Chrome browser. Let's move on down.
Homepage, quick access.
Homepage, quick access. And this is where we find those different things like YouTube, eBay, Google, and all of that. You could tap here and remove things or add to it. Let's move down.
Address bar search, Google.
Address bar search, Google. That's the default search engine. If you tap here, though, you could go choose whichever search engine you would prefer, things like Yandex or the Chinese Baidu and all of those, a bunch of them in here. I do want to mention here, too, though, that even when you have selected a default engine, when you tap in the search, you can choose to say, I want to search using a different engine instead of my default. Next, we got
Layout and menus.
layout and menus, and that's how you want to see whether your stuff is going to be laid out, how it is going to be, and all of that. As I indicated, I'm not going to go into these things. You can tap and go into these things so that we don't make this any longer than it's supposed to be. Next, we got
Web page view and scrolling.
Next, we got web page view and scrolling. Next,
High contrast mode, switch, off.
high contrast mode is switched off if you have some usable site and you would rather have it in high contrast mode. You could tap here to enable that. Moving down, we got
Privacy, heading.
we have a heading for privacy, and beneath that, this is what we got.
Browsing privacy dashboard.
Browsing privacy dashboard. Below that,
Personal browsing data.
personal browsing data. Moving down,
Privacy notice.
privacy notice. Down,
Permissions.
we have something called permissions. You can go in here and look at these things. Next,
Discontinue use of Samsung Internet.
we now come across something that says discontinue Samsung Internet use. In other words, if I tap here, I could go in and choose to delete everything that I have done on Samsung and stop using the browser. Let's go in here real quick and show you what I'm talking about.
Discontinue use of Samsung Internet. Navigate up, button, out of list.
And I'll move my finger down.
Discontinue use of Samsung Internet.
I will now triple tap and let it read this page. At the bottom is the discontinue. So I'm going to triple tap with 2 fingers.
Tap the button below to erase all your Samsung Internet data. Any data you've synced to Samsung Pass or Samsung Cloud will remain in those services. If you only want to delete your personal data while continuing to use Samsung Internet, go to Delete browsing data. In Internet settings. Discontinue use button.
So in other words, if you do not intend on deleting your whole Samsung experience with the internet browser, but all you want to delete is some things, then you need to go to the settings and choose the one that it just talked about. And at the bottom is that delete. And I'm not going to delete that. I'm going to go back.
Internet settings. Discontinue use of Samsung Internet. In list, 18 items.
Next,
Sites and downloads.
sites and downloads. Next,
Useful features.
useful features. Let's see what some of these useful features are. Let's tap here.
Useful features. Navigate up, button, out of list.
Moving my finger down,
Video, heading, in list, 9 items.
we come across a heading that says video. And moving my finger down,
Allow autoplay videos, switch, on.
we come across allow audio video playing, and is switched on by default, meaning if you're on a YouTube channel, for example, or YouTube page, and when it finishes playing the current video, it'll advance to the next video. Next,
Video Assistant. Get advanced controls for videos on websites.
Video Assistant. In here, I'm just going to tell you what it does. You can go in here, though, to experience it, but basically you could set it up to where you could adjust volumes by swiping up or down on the left side, and by moving to the next video or whatever by swiping up on the right side and things like that. Or double tapping to do other activities. So you can go in here and check it out. Next, below that we got
Video Assistant. Switch on.
And that Video Assistant is switched on. If you turn this off, then what I just described above is not going to be available. So moving down,
Address bar. Heading.
Address bar heading, and moving down,
Show Reader Mode button. Tap the Reader Mode button in the address bar to show a simplified version of web pages with long text content. Switch off.
So this is off by default. So if you want to enable that, I'm going to enable this so that I'll have that reader mode there by the address bar. So when I'm reading an article, I could tap on that reader mode and have a clean looking article.
On.
Below that we got
Open links in other apps. Open links in a related app instead of Samsung Internet. Switch off.
And that is off. So for example, if you don't want links in an app to be opened in the Samsung browser, then you turn this one on so that when you have a link in an app, it will open within that app instead of opening using the Samsung browser if you've set the Samsung browser to be your default. Next,
Get news notifications.
we got something says get news notifications,
Get news notifications. Switch off.
and that is off. Moving on.
Quick Suggest. Get exclusive deals, see reviews, and compare products while you shop online. Disabled.
It says it's disabled, and there's an off-on button there.
Quick Suggest. Switch off.
That is
Disabled.
also disabled. And that would be the last item on this page. I'll now go back.
Internet settings. Useful features. In list, 18 items.
Now continuing from useful features, the next item below that will be
Labs.
labs. And basically this will be experimental things that Samsung is experimenting with. If you want, you could turn them on. Next,
About Samsung Internet.
about Samsung Internet.
Contact us.
And the last item here is contact us. I'm going to go back though to the menu UI because I needed to touch on a couple things before we bring this to a close. So now navigating my way to the menu UI.
Tools. Button.
We are now back on the main UI page where we got started, and we're sitting on tools. Before we bring this to a close though, there are 3 items here that I would like to touch on. The first one is going to be the one that says Edit, found near the top right corner. And we'll also look at the one that says Home. That's the tab that says Home. And then we'll close with the one that says Tab. I will start though with the Home. So I'm going to tap on the one that says Home. This will make sense to you when we go to Edit.
Home. Button.
Tapping here.
Quick access. Web view.
Now we are on a page that has some preset web pages like I mentioned earlier on. Putting my finger down,
Google.
we got Google,
Facebook.
Facebook,
Amazon. Galaxy Shop. YouTube. eBay. TurboTax. Booking.com. Walmart. Expedia. Pinterest. Games. News. Wayfair. Lowe's.
and Lowe's is the last item here. If you scroll down the page, though, you're going to find what is called News Feed. I'll scroll down.
Meta to reinstate Trump on Facebook. Instagram CBS News 5 hours ago.
Move my finger
Link.
down.
Conjoined twins successfully separated at Texas hospital. CBS News 8 hours ago. Link.
If I scroll down,
Teacher shot by 6-year-old student claims school failed to act on warning. CBS News 11 hours.
that's really sad. Moving down,
Monterey Park shooting survivors. Residents attend vigil.
really sad news. So as you can see, below that is some news feed. Now, if you don't want this news feed on your homepage, or if you don't want any of these other things we saw above, things like Google, Facebook, and Wayfair, Lowe's, and all of that, you can remove those things. Let's go to Edit now and start here.
Edit.
That's that edit from the top right, just about an inch from the top right corner. I tap here.
Edit quick access. Navigate up button.
Tapping on that, we heard Edit quick access. In other words, you can choose to not have any of these things on your homepage. I'll move my finger down so you'll see what I'm talking about.
Shortcuts. 1 of 6.
There's the shortcuts. If I tap here,
No items selected. Internet. Quick access heading. Out of list.
as I tap on the shortcuts, you'll see all of those items that we saw on the homepage, things like Google. I'll put my finger down.
Not checked. Google. Checkbox.
Google not checked. Move my finger right,
Not checked. Facebook. Checkbox.
right.
Not checked. Amazon. Checkbox.
So in other words, you could check these things, and once you check them, you can tap on remove. So you're editing that homepage. For example, let's say I check.
Checked. Amazon. Checkbox.
I checked Amazon. When you finished checking the ones you want, or for example, that I just checked Amazon, at the very bottom, we got a couple buttons. To the left, we've got
Rename button.
rename. So if I want to rename that Amazon to something else, maybe I want to call it Blind Android Users Shopping Site or something stupid like that, I could tap there to change the name of the icon. And to the right of that is the delete.
Delete button.
I tap that, that would delete the icon. I'll go back though to the previous page and continue.
1 item selected. Edit quick access. Navigate up button.
Moving my finger down past that shortcuts,
Other content to show. 2 of 6.
other content to show. And this is more like a heading. Below that we got
Privacy report. 3 of 6.
this privacy report. If you want that shown,
Switch on.
there's the switch button to the right of it. Next,
Not checked. Most visited pages. Radio button. 4 of 6.
we now have radio buttons. You could check this so that the most visited pages will show on that home screen. Next,
Checked. News feed. Radio button. 5 of 6.
there we are. There is our news feed, which is checked by default. If I do not, however, want this news feed to show below my items on the home page, then below that is the last radio button, and that will say none.
Not checked. None. Radio button. 6 of 6.
That's the last item, and I'm going to tap here to check it, meaning I do not want to see the news feed on my homepage.
Selected.
And now I'll move back.
Internet. Protected you from 4 tracking attempts this week. Out of list.
I just moved back to the main UI, and I'm in the main homepage now.
Booking.com.
I have all of those shortcuts here. Now, if I scroll down, however, all I hear is,
Protected you from 4 tracking attempts this week.
and that's all I have. I don't have any more of the news feed, and below that I have those other buttons that I showed earlier,
Back. Button.
and
Forward. Home. Button. Bookmarks. Tabs. Tools.
that's it. That's all that I have now. Now, before we close this demonstration, let's look at one last item, and that will be the tabs.
Tabs. Button.
Tab here.
Tabs. Choose how to view your open tabs. Selected. List preview. List. Radio button.
So the first item, how you want to view your tabs, And we have a list.
Not selected. Stack preview. Stack radio button.
You could choose to stack them. Next.
Not selected. Grid preview. Grid radio button.
You could choose the grid view. Next.
Cancel button.
There's the cancel.
OK button.
And OK. Now, there was something I was talking about. For example, if I had searched for a web page, let's say if I'd gone to blindandroidusers.com, and I tap on the tabs, and I come here, blindandroidusers.com is going to be here, and there will be a new button near the top right, which when tapped on, which is like more options. And when I tap on that, it's going to have some items in there, including one that says group. And when I tap on the one that says group, then I could choose to put blind Android users in a group. In other words, you're grouping similar pages. So if I want to group things like have to do with Android from an accessibility viewpoint, then I will group all of them into that name that I would give it, which would be Android related or Android with respect to accessibility or something like that. And you can move pages to this group and you can create as many groups as you want. I think it's a neat way to organize your pages so you don't have tabs and tabs all over the place. You can just group things into like folders, but there are tabs that you give them names that's appropriate for the group that you've created for them. And that will be the quick overview of the Samsung Internet. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Warren. I've said this in the show notes, but you don't need a Samsung phone to use the Samsung Internet browser, by the way. It will run on other phones. So I know some of you have views on this. So, Doug, what's your take on the Samsung Internet browser?
Well, I honestly just don't like it. I find it super laggy. I've had many times where the DNS app blocker that I'm regularly using just glitches right out and still allows a whole bunch of ads to come through. So I've just had more difficulties and more problems with it than it's really worth me, struggling with. The layout may make sense. It may be an easier layout than Chrome, but I find functionality is just not there for me.
John, you have about 1 billion Samsung devices. Do you use it or do you tend to use a different browser?
I use it as my backup. I use Chrome most of the time, but if a page is giving me difficulties, I'll either go to Firefox or Samsung Internet. But I also wanted to say that Warren kind of proved your point because I'm pretty sure he did that demo from a Pixel. I don't think he used a Samsung phone. At least that's the conclusion I'm jumping to based on some of his how the TTS was behaving. But I also wanted to point out that it was very kind of him to wait to do this demonstration until Samsung Internet was working properly with Jishua or CSR, because for the longest time you haven't been able to use CSR with Samsung Internet, and I'm sure that's why he decided to do the demo for it right now.
I did not even know that it was having any problems with the confused screen reader, John. So that's a good coincidence, to say the least.
So I don't know if anyone reads spy fiction on here, but do you think that's what secretly reveals that Warren is a Jishua employee? The fact he knew that it was going to work with Jishua and he picked that moment to demonstrate it, John. I think that's what happened, isn't it?
Yeah, but
he
comes
demonstrated
on here and
foreknowledge.
acts like he doesn't know. Yeah,
as the best double agents do.
And he protests so much about that he'll never use commentary screen reader, and maybe.
But at least he's
that...
looking out for the listeners, and he didn't want to demonstrate something that wouldn't work with all screen readers. So
yeah.
Congratulations to you guys, confused screen readers users out there. However, no, I was unaware. I just want to say that for the record, I am not a confused screen reader user.
All right. But did you use a Pixel for the demonstration?
I did. And frankly, unlike Cam, however, I find Samsung Internet to be actually even faster than Chrome. So, and it's a cleaner layout, and you have that reader mode. I know we have the simplified whatever on the Chrome, but frankly, there are more controls on the Samsung. You have better customization than you can ever have on Chrome.
Yeah, it is a very nice browser. I like it.
iPhone, what do you think of it?
I don't mind it, and I use it as a backup as well, because the reason I really like using Chrome is because then I can carry on where I left off on my laptop, and I don't think you can do that with the Samsung one. I may be wrong, but I'm not sure that there's a Samsung Internet browser for Windows. Is there?
Is that what that Samsung Cloud thing does, or does it not do it quite
No,
that well?
there's none for the browser for the desktop, as I indicated in my demo. So if you want to, however, though, have your Samsung stuff brought up to your Google Chrome, for example, like Ed says, then you log on to the Samsung Cloud, and all your stuff get exported there, and you can just plug in that plugin, and you should be able to have all of your bookmarks from your Samsung browser on your Chrome.
I know it's doable, but that's a faff, and I'm not doing it. So
see, I listened to your demo, Warren, as you know from my comment.
And I did.
Good.
The oldest I've used Samsung Internet browser was back in Android 2.3.6 days. So that time, internet in general on the phones was not accessible, and I don't remember what browser I used after that, but it was the worst browser at that time.
That was quite a long time ago.
Ah, come on, Austin! You can't judge something based on 10 years ago. I mean, Chrome
I'm
was
not judging
crap
it now, but I'm just saying that I used it that time.
So you haven't used it since?
No, I've not used it since.
Do you use Chrome then?
Yeah, I use Chrome a lot.
Oh, okay.
And now Austin brings us a demo of the Yatri Mumbai Local App, which is an app to help you navigate the Mumbai transportation system.
Hello everyone, this is Austin Pinto for the Blind Android Users podcast. On this, the App Bonanza episode, I'm going to demonstrate an app for the Indian listeners. Even if people from abroad come to India, they can try this app out. It's called Yatri. The links to the app will be in the show notes
Yatri.
and in the YouTube video description. So just before I can demo the app, I'm going to just explain what the app is used for. The app is used for identifying or seeing the timetable of Indian Railways trains, especially local trains and other things. It is used for telling you on which platform the train is going to come. Some of these platforms, like most of the platforms, are added by the users. So users or travelers traveling by train, they check on which platform the local trains come regularly, and they contribute to the app. So the app is accurate. It is also checked by the Indian Railway hard copy timetable and the station information system, and then they approve the submissions. So the submissions are not all only user contributed, they are also approved by the stations. So they are accurate. So this app is kind of a replacement for M Indicator, which is a very, very useful app. So I'm going to open the app now and let's see what we get.
Yatri. Skip. In pager. Double tap to activate.
So we have opened Yatri and
search trains A to B. Select your source and destination station and find the best available route.
This is the information screen.
Out of pager.
And then there is something which is not spoken. So here the accessibility starts right on the first page. I don't know what is this.
Next.
Maybe in a different language that TalkBack does not support.
Page 2 of 8.
And let's see.
Skip. In search trains towards. Select your source station and select towards to find all the next available trains. Out of pager.
So I think this is in a different language, but I think the very first question should have been select your language and then only give the information in that language that you select.
Next. Double tap to activate. Skip. Live location of trains. Search trains and find their exact live location on both
Anyway,
map
I'm
and
not
route.
going to bore
Live
you with
skip.
reading these
Double tap to
information screen.
make
Let's
the
go
most of
into
Yatri.
the app.
Mark your favorite trains, routes, add custom alerts, and much more. Out of pager.
So you can mark your favorite trains that you travel by regularly, the route at which you travel regularly, and you can tell the app to alert you when you reach near your destination. So
Continue
I'm
with
going
Google.
to do
Double
continue with
tap to
Google
activate.
because
Google Play
every app
services on left.
requires
Google Play services on right. Google
Google
Play
data.
services. To continue, Austin Pinto. Google Play services on left. Google Play services on right. Learn what's new in Yatri. Learn what's new in
So
Yatri
this
3
is a
period.
new app screen. What's new?
V2.6.0 Android. Slide. Web view. Try slide. Link. V2.6.0 Android. Highlights. Explore stations. Stations maps, amenities, nearby interest points around stations.
Oh, that is cool.
Explore places to visit in Mumbai.
Nice.
Mumbiker travel hacks.
So these are some of the this app is only used in Mumbai, by the way, from the place that I am in. So it's not also used around India. So if you come visiting Mumbai or some place around, then you can use this app.
Better improved commute news.
I'm going to hit the
6.0
back
and
button.
back.
I hope it takes me to
Yatri.
the app. Yes,
Enable
it does.
location permission to view nearby
And
stations and
you
trains.
require location permission. So I'm going to select
Enable. Not now. Double
enable.
enable. Allow Yatri to access this device's location. Selected, precise, 1 of 2, not selected, approximate, while using the app, only this time, while using the app, button. Yatri, unlabeled, button.
And
Double
here
tap to
starts the inaccessibility problem. The first unlabeled
The
button.
official Mumbai Local unlabeled button.
I don't know what this
Double
button
tap
does.
to
Let's
activate.
click and see.
Labels. Share and contribute. Share app. Get on the Yatri leaderboard. Earn rewards for being a helpful Mumbiker.
So you can share the app and all those things.
1. Yatri is an official Mumbai local app which has accurate live announcements directly from Railway's control room. 2. Let's share button.
So this is the share button.
Back.
So I'm going to go
Local.
back because these are some tips and tricks that keep
Timetable update is available.
popping
Please
up.
update trains
And,
timetable now.
I'm going to update the timetable. That's a very nice pop-up to get during the demo.
Cancel. Okay. Button.
Okay.
Yatri.
I'm going to
Navigate
update
up.
this.
Button. Double tap. Update time. Downloading the latest timetable 3 period. Local train timetable updated successfully. Okay. Button.
Very good.
Yatri. Unlabeled. Button.
So it is kind of become accessible.
tap to
They need
activate.
to
Labels
label the
available.
unlabeled buttons.
The official unlabeled. Selected. Yatri. Welcome to the official Mumbai local app. Double tap. Selected. Tab. Local. 1 of 5. In list.
So there
5
are
items.
tabs now. So this is accessible. First, when I was using the app, it was not.
Tab. Metro. 2 of 5.
So Mumbai
tap to
has
select.
also a metro. For those of you who are not from India, those who are not from Mumbai, or those who don't know about the Mumbai metro, which is just starting. There are about 3 to 4 lines which are operational.
Tab. Mono. 3 of 5.
Mumbai
Double
also
tap
has
to
a
select.
mono railway, which is, I've not heard of this. It's just coming up in small pockets of the city, I think. It's not kind of popular in the news.
Tab. Bus. 4 of 5.
So Mumbai
Double
has a
tap to select.
wide area, a wide bus transportation network called BEST and KDMT and all those different bus transport handled by different suburbs and areas of Mumbai.
Tab. Ferry. 5 of 5.
Mumbai also has
Double
a
tap
ferry.
to select.
Being a coastal city, ferry is a small boat that takes you from point A to point B across the sea, across the river. So it has that.
Showing a map created with Map My India.
So
Scroll
Map
by
My
dragging
India
2
is
fingers.
a partner
Zoom
of
by
this app.
pinching 2 unlabeled, but you are starting from. Double tap
So
to
you're
activate.
starting from,
Unlabeled button.
and I think this should
Double
be
tap
the
to
starting
activate.
point.
Local. Navigate up. Selected. Tab. Look. Add new. Looks empty here.
Okay,
Add
you
your
can add your
favorite route
favorite
now.
station. So
Back.
that was the point.
Destination station. To be edit box. Unlabeled. Web view. Dream 11. Source station. Edit box.
So I can
Double
put my
tap to
source
edit
station
text.
here.
Double tap.
Let's
Showing
put
English US QWERTY. Capital M. Window. Capital K. Capital K. CHINCH. Capital P. PN. Capital U. Urine. Capital H. Capital W. West. Capital C. Central.
So I'm on the central line.
Mumbai
And,
CSMT. Sandhurst Road. Double ATGA. Mullen. THA. Kalyan. Kalyan.
So I'm
End of
here.
field. Navigate up.
And
Search
for
train.
destination,
Selected. Destination station. To be edit box. Destination station.
let's put
Capital
C,
Z. Window. Capital C. Capital C.
S,
Capital F. Capital S. Capital
and
M. Capital M. Capital unlabeled. Button. Capital T. Mumbai C. Capital Mumbai CSMT. In list.
So
Double tap to activate.
CSMT is a major terminal station of Mumbai. First, it was called VT or Victoria Terminus, named after Queen Victoria of
Mumbai
England.
CSMT.
So
End of field.
now it's called
Kalyan. Edit box.
CSMT.
Unlabeled. Mumbai CS. Unlabeled. Button. Unlabeled. Web view.
And if I hit
Unlabeled.
go,
Yatri. Navigate up. 11:50 a.m. Mumbai CSMTS. Journey time approximately 1 hour 32 minutes 24 stops.
so this is a
Double tap to
11:50
activate.
slow train.
Show stops. View more train. View all show 11:50 a.m. Kalyan PF 1 1:22 p.m. Mumbai CSMT.
So from
PF
Kalyan, it's
3,
going to reach
4.
CST, which
Next
is
train.
a slow train.
Dub-
Next train is at.
Directions. View all direct trains with live location out of list.
So there are all direct
Double
trains
tap.
only between Kalyan to
Yatri.
CST.
Navigate up. Capital S. 11:50 a.m. Mumbai CSMT.
Capital
SPF,
S means
1
slow.
Capital F.
F means
11:51
fast.
a.m. Capital S. 11:54 a.m. Mumbai CSMT. SPF 3 ASANGAON. Mumbai CSMT. Live. Left. Shahad. Updated 1 minute ago.
So the train has
Double
left
tap to
Shahad,
activate.
which is a station nearby, and it has updated
Capital
1
S.
ago, and it's going to keep
11:54 a.m.
refreshing
Mumbai CSMT.
because it
SPF 3
updates the location
ASANGAON.
as it
Mumbai
moves.
CSMT.
So let's go back of here.
Back. But
This is the train
Yatri.
timetable part.
Navigate
Let's
up.
see what we
Button.
can do more.
All stations.
And you
Double
can
tap
see
to
all the
activate.
stations.
Fetching nearby stations.
It's getting nearby
Also
stations
fetching
from
nearby
route.
station. Explore more. Ticket. Fare.
You
Double
can
tap
check
to
the
activate.
fare from point A to point B. The layout of the window will be the same, so I'm not going to repeat everything once again.
Mumbai. Rail map.
You
Double
can
tap
check
to
the rail
activate.
map, which is not accessible, which is again made by Map My India.
Explore. Station.
You can check
Double tap to
Explore
activate.
Station.
Capital C.
Let's go to my central line
Curry Road. In list.
and let's go down.
Party. Asangan. Shalu.
No, let's go up now.
Capital U. Capital T. Bangni. Double. Badlapur. Ambarnath. Titwala. Ambivli. Ulhasnagar. Capital P. Capital. Ambivli. Shahad. Kalyan. Double
Let's go to
tap to
Kalyan.
activate. Yatri.
And let's
Navigate up.
start
Button.
exploring.
Out of list.
Okay.
Kalyan.
So now we are in the Explore Stations window.
Kalyan. Kalyan. Line. Central.
So it tells us about the station, which is good, accessible. If you are a first time Mumbai visitor and you want to know what line your station is on, so it will tell you.
Kalyan Junction is a major railway junction station on the central line of the Mumbai Suburban Railway Network, lying at the junction of the northeast and southeast lines of the Suburban Mumbai Division of the Central Railway, 54 kilometers 34 mi northeast of Mumbai. It comes under top 10 busiest railway junction in India. Kalyan Junction will get 6 new platforms under yard remodeling project. The land for this project is available in railway goods yard on eastern side of railway station. This project will ensure separation of suburban and local train operations. Source: Wikipedia.
Wow, even I did not know that information. I knew the lines information, but I did not know the yard remodeling information.
Station
Wow.
map coming soon.
So station map is
Double
coming
tap to
soon.
activate.
As I'm saying, this app is still developing. It's a new app, so it's developing. But I thought I'll demo it here first.
Amenities. Double
Let's
tap
see
to
the
activate.
amenities.
Places to visit. Amenities.
Let's click on amenities.
Yatri. Navigate up.
And,
Amenities.
let's
Search
see.
amenity. All. Button. Food stalls. All.
Let's go on all.
Button. Food stalls. Button.
So you can
Double
see
tap.
food stalls,
Other stalls. Button.
other stalls,
Drinking water. Button.
drinking water,
Health and medical. Button.
health and medical.
Toilet and washrooms. Button.
Yeah, that's
Travel
an
and
important
convenience. Button. E-facilities. Button. Differently abled. Button.
one. Okay,
Double
let's
tap
click
to
on
activate.
differently abled.
Differently abled. Button. Rooms. Button. External services. Offices. Other amenities. Beepers. In list. Checkered tiles. Double tap to
So it has
activate.
beepers, it has checkered tiles. Beeper and checkered tiles are for us, visually challenged people,
Web view. Out of
and
list.
that's the amenities
Checkered
that are there.
beepers.
It also
Double
has
tap to activate.
escalators, which they have not added. So I need to just submit that feedback. But anyway, I need to submit that to the developer of the app, or to let's see who I need to submit that feedback to.
Other amenities. Button.
Let's
in
go
list.
to other amenities. Maybe
Double
they
tap
must
to
have added
activate.
it there.
Other amenities. CCTV. In list.
Yes, they have
Double
that.
tap. JTBS. Jan Sadaran ticket booking Suik.
Okay,
Double tap
that's,
to
I don't know
activate.
what that is.
Train indicators.
Yeah,
Double
that
tap
is
to
there on all the
activate.
stations.
Web view. Out of list.
And there is no news about escalators, and also I don't think that they have added that to the app. So this is how you can explore stations. And let me just show you,
Double
I
tap
mean,
to activate.
everything of the app will be the same repeat. Even if you go to bus, you will have to select the bus lines, like the KTMT or BEST or others. If you go to metro, the same thing.
Showing a map.
I will show you the ferry part, because this people may want to explore.
Tab. Bus. Tab. Ferry. 5 of 5. Ferry. Selected. Showing a map created with map. Unlabeled. Search ferries. Top ferries. Borivali. Essel. In list. Double
So
tap to
Borivali to
activate.
Essel, this is a
Gateway of India. Double commute news. Out of list. Gateway of India. In list.
let's go to Gateway of
Gateway
India,
of India. Elephanta Caves. Edit
from
box.
where
Try.
we
Essel World. Out of list.
made
Double
the
tap and
Britishers
hold.
run away.
All. Ferries. Gateway of India. Duration approximately 60 minutes. Elephanta Caves. In list.
So Elephanta Caves
Double
is a
tap to
caves
activate.
here.
Web view. Out of advertise. All.
So not much
Selected.
information
Tab.
on
Ferry.
the
5.
ferries part.
Back.
Let's go to weekend relaxing places.
The official Mumbai Local App.
So when you click on the menu of the Yatri app, you get the official Mumbai app.
Express trains.
Then you
Double
can
tap to
see the
activate.
timetable of express trains, but I don't think this feature is still ready. That's why they have hidden it in the menu. I did not give the tab of express trains. Now, express trains, for those of you not from India, those of you not from Mumbai, I think even the Indian people will know, but these are long distance trains. These are like Mumbai to Delhi and all those parts.
My train alerts.
My
Double
train
tap to
alerts,
activate.
you can set your trains here, and you can set alerts for different destinations when you reach and all those things. But even trains have next stop is so and so announcements, so that is a good thing.
Update timetable.
You
Double
can
tap
check
to
and
activate.
update timetable here, which we just did.
Yatri guides.
Yatri guides, these are traveling guides for people who are new to Mumbai.
Explore Mumbai.
Explore
Double
Mumbai
tap to
is that
activate.
weekend relaxation thing. I will go through that, but I will just show you the menu.
Travel hacks.
Travel
Double
hacks. I
tap
want
to
to see this
activate.
also. So these will be the two parts that I will demo.
Contact details.
And then the contact details for the developers.
Unlabeled button.
And then
Railway
there is
emergency.
some unlabeled
Double
button.
tap to activate.
Then there is railway emergency, which you may need. I hope you don't need that.
Unlabeled. Medical emergency.
I hope you
Double
don't need
tap
any
to
of these
about app.
emergencies.
Medic unlabeled.
But
Unlabeled
if you
railway
need,
unlabeled
they
button.
will surely
Contact
be there.
travel hacks.
So let's go to
Double
travel
tap to
hacks
activate.
first.
Yatri. Navigate up. Travel hack. Mumbai local travel hacks. Yatri. Yatri. Link. Collapsed. Toggle navigation. Mumbai local travel hacks. During the peak hours, in the hustle bustle of the crowd, don't stand in the opposite direction of where your station arrives, and in case you are stuck, then keep asking the commuters ahead if they are getting down in the same station as yours or not.
Oh, this is a very important hack. This, if you come new to Mumbai and if you are stuck at opposite side of where your station is coming, I mean, the railway has two doors, one on the left, one on the right. So if you're stuck on the opposite door, or even if you're stuck at the door where your station is coming, you want to keep asking people whether they are getting down at the station that you are getting down or no, because some people in the peak hours just stand at the door to get some fresh air. Mumbai Railway, for those of you who don't know, have their doors open unless you are traveling by AC train, which has their doors closed, but I don't know how long that system is going to last. And normal trains also, they are trying to start that door closing thing, but let's hope that they start it fast.
When you are traveling for a long journey and didn't get to sit, then ask the passenger who is already sitting about their destination and accordingly book the seat unofficially for yourself.
Yes, that is another one very important hack. So these hacks are very good, and you can try them out.
In peak hours, getting a seat might be difficult, but you can surely grab a corner in a crowded train so that you are not bothered by people coming and going. 3 of 7.
That is a good thing, although I have not kind of experienced that, but that's a good hack. It's a good enough hack. I don't know. How can you grab a corner? Which corner? I've never experienced that.
Choro SESABDHAAN. Local key beat and chori key tension go hand in hand. To avoid the tension of theft during your travel, wear your backpacks in front.
This is a good hack.
Your journey. 4 of 7.
So if you are coming to Mumbai, you have a backpack and you always wear your backpack on your back. But when you are traveling by Mumbai trains and other transportation, you want to have your backpack in front. So you want to have your bag on both the arms, the straps, and the bag resting on your chest so that no one can pickpocket it.
Sundays, there is something called a
Hindi
mega
tip.
block for certain hours when trains don't function. Check the timings before you leave on Sundays. 6 of 7.
So on Sundays, there are some maintenance activities going on some lines. So there are mega blocks that they keep, and sometimes fast trains don't work or slow trains don't work. It's on some stations between station A and station B. It's not across the whole line. So you want to check that when you're leaving for your sightseeing.
The busiest station in the city is Daughter. Craziness
Oh,
can
yes.
be seen at peak hours. Either you want to skip it or experience the madness. It's up to you.
Yes.
7 of 7.
Dadar is like the hub of Western Line and Central Line coming together. So I don't know what you want to do. If you want to experience the real peak hours of Mumbai, you want to go to Dadar station, but be aware if you have expensive things. I mean, I'm not saying that the station is like very bad area. It's a central area of the city, but be aware what happens. It's very crowded. Extremely crowded, I must say. So let's now go to the Explore Mumbai thing and see what is there. This is the last point of my demo.
Explore Mumbai.
So we are going
Double
to
tap
the
to
last
activate.
point of the demo, which is Explore Mumbai.
Yatri. Navigate up. Button. Explore Mumbai. Explore Mumbai. Yatri. Web view. Yatri. Link. Collapsed. Explore Mumbai. Heading. Famous places in Mumbai. Famous places. Link.
This will give you a list
Double
of
tap to
famous
activate.
places.
Links
It's just a
available. Use
link
tap with
so
3
you can
fingers to
read
view.
it at your own time.
Famous food in Mumbai. Mumbai food. Link.
So one of the
Double
famous
tap
food in
to
Mumbai is
activate.
vada pav.
Links available.
It's
Use
this round shaped, almost round shape of potato and other vegetables and all. It's surrounded by gram flour and it's packed in a bread and given to you. I don't know how to explain that more better in English.
famous tourist destinations near Mumbai. Tourist destinations. Link.
So these are all
Double tap
links.
to
I thought
activate.
there'll be some places, so you'd want to read them at your own time. You can also install the app in your country, even if you're not from India and planning to visit, so that you can explore some of the areas before you visit.
Mumbai fairs and festivals. Fairs and festivals.
So
Link.
Mumbai fairs,
Double tap to
fairs are
activate.
fairs. I mean, these are like the fairs that you have in US. You have one fair at on 8th of September, Mount Mary's Feast. Bandra Church is there, so that church they have a fair. That fair lasts for a week, and then you have the Kala Goda, that's called the fair in VT CST side. That's a fashion fair.
History of Mumbai. Heading
Here you
2.
will get a history of Mumbai. Warren is going to like this part because he is a history person. So let's
The Koli, an aboriginal tribe of fishermen, were the earliest known occupants of present-day Mumbai. However, Paleolithic stones found at Kandivali, in Greater Mumbai, demonstrate that the region has been possessed by people for countless years. The city was a focal point of oceanic exchange with Persia and Egypt in 1000 BCE. It was essential for Ashoka's empire in the 3rd century BCE, and in the 2nd century CE it was known as Heptanesia to Ptolemy, the antiquated Egyptian space expert and geographer of Greek plummet.
so that's some history about the city.
The city was governed in the 6th-8th century by the Chalukyas, who influenced Elephanta Island Garapuri. The Waxwar temple at Malabar Point was built during the standard of Shilahara Basas from the Konkan coast 9th-13th century. Under the Yadavas of Devagiri, later Daulatabad, 1187-1318, the settlement of Mahikabati, Mahim, on Bombay Island was established because of raids from the north by the Khelji tradition of Hindustan in 1294. Relatives of the Yadavas are found in contemporary Mumbai, and the vast majority of the put names on the island date from that period. In 1348 the island was vanquished by attacking Muslim powers and turned out to be important for the kingdom of Gujarat. A Portuguese endeavor to vanquish Mahim fizzled in 1507, yet in 1534 Sultan Bahadur Shah, the leader of Gujarat, surrendered the island to the Portuguese. In 1661 it went under British control as a component of the marriage settlement between King Charles II and Catherine of Braganza, sister of the Lord of Portugal. The crown surrendered it to the East India Company in 1668. At first, compared with Calcutta, now Kolkata, and Madras, now Chennai, Bombay, as it was called by the British, was not a great asset to the company but merely helped it keep a toehold on the west coast. On the mainland, the Mughals in the north, the Marathas under the venerated leader Chhatrapati Shivaji in the areas surrounding and stretching eastward from Bombay, and the territorial princes in Gujarat to the northwest were more powerful. Even British naval power was no match for the Mughals, Marathas, Portuguese, and Dutch, all of whom had interests in the region. By the turn of the 19th century, however, external events helped stimulate the growth of the city. The decay of Mughal power in Delhi, the Mughal-Maratha rivalries, and the instability in Gujarat drove artisans and merchants to the islands for refuge, and Bombay began to grow. With the destruction of Maratha power, trade and communications to the mainland were established, existing connections to Europe were extended, and Bombay began to prosper. In 1857, the main turning and weaving mill was established, and by 1860 the city had turned into the biggest cotton market in India. The American Civil War 1861-65 and the subsequent end of cotton supplies to Britain caused an incredible exchange blast in Bombay. In any case, with the finish of the Civil War, cotton costs crashed and the air bubble burst. At that point, however, the hinterland had been opened, and Bombay had turned into a solid focus of import exchange. The opening in 1869 of the Suez Canal, which enormously worked with exchange with Britain and mainland Europe, likewise added to Bombay's flourishing. However, as the populace expanded, unkempt, packed, and unsanitary circumstances turned out to be more inescapable. Plague, for instance, broke out in 1896. Because of those issues, the City Improvement Trust was laid out to open new areas for settlement and to raise homes for the artisan classes. An aggressive plan for the development of a seawall in Back Bay to recover an area of 1,300 sections of land, 525 hectares of land, was proposed in 1918. However, it was not completed until the fruition of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Road, Marine Drive, from Nariman Point to Malabar Point, the initial two-way interstate of its sort in India after World War II. 1939-45. In the post-war years, the development of residential quarters in suburban areas was begun, and the administration of Bombay City through a municipal corporation was extended to the suburbs of Greater Bombay. Under the British, the city had filled in as the capital of Bombay Presidency managerial area, and during the late 19th and mid-20th hundreds of years, it was a focal point of both Indian patriot and South Asian focused political movements. In 1885, the principal meeting of the Indian National Congress Party, a focus point of both favorable to Indian and hostile to British opinion until autonomy, was held in the city, where hence, at its 1942 meeting, the Congress Party passed the Quit India goal, which requested total freedom for India. Albeit the drive was squashed by the British, India accomplished autonomy in 1947. From 1956 until 1960, Bombay was the location of extraordinary Maratha fights, the two-language Marathi-Gujarati cosmetics of Bombay condition, of which Bombay stayed the capital, a tradition of British colonialism. Those fights prompted the state's parcel into the cutting-edge territories of Gujarat and Maharashtra in 1960, and Bombay was made the capital of Maharashtra that year. The obliteration of the Babri Masjid Mosque of Babur, in Ayodhya in December 1992 ignited partisan revolting in Bombay and all through India that endured into mid-1993 and caused the passing of many individuals. A couple of years after the fact, the city changed its name to Mumbai, the Marathi name for the city. In the mid-21st century, Mumbai encountered various terror attacks. Among the most striking of those were the bombarding of a train in July 2006 and the concurrent attack of a few locales in the city in late November 2008. Almost 200 lives were lost in every one of the two episodes. Yatri. Graphic.
So that was the history of the city. It comes from everywhere, from Egypt to America to British and everywhere. So I hope you didn't get bored by the history of such a fantastic city. So I hope you have enjoyed this long demo. This is Austin Pinto signing out of the app demo Yatri, which is the local bus, ferries, and all Mumbai transportation app.
I got to say, I was very conscientious when compiling the show notes because there are quite a lot of Yatri apps. And the first one told me it would help me get around Kerala when I looked at the about. And I thought that wasn't quite the right place because Mumbai is not in Kerala, is it, Austin?
No, it's way like far further than Kerala. It's in Maharashtra. So that is not the correct app.
I know. And that's why I didn't put it in the show notes because I'm a very conscientious show notes writer. So, well done, me.
It had more than travel information, though, didn't it? It had fascinating stuff about the history of the city, and it had stuff about facilities in the stations and places you could go nearby, and information about how to travel safely. You know, wear your backpack on your front so that people can't steal your things. It was quite comprehensive, that was. I haven't seen anything like that in this country.
Yeah, it would have been great for people visiting there for the first time, didn't know much about it. It'd be perfect for them,
Yeah.
as well as the locals who just want to, commute normally.
Is this a free app, Austin, or do you have to buy it?
Yeah, it's a free app, and still there were some features like places around the station which I didn't demo. Otherwise, the demo would have gone way longer.
Yeah, but you've mentioned it, though, and that sounded really
Yeah, I just
interesting.
browsed
If
through it,
someone's visiting and they think, oh, is there a restaurant near here? Let's have a look. It's amazing. If ever I
Yeah.
have any friends going there, I'll tell them about that app. It's really good.
And you can install it on your devices. Unlike some of the other Yatri apps, interestingly, you couldn't install the Kerala one, or I couldn't. But the Mumbai one, you can install and explore Mumbai virtually if you'd like to. When I went to Mumbai, my wife sadly slapped me, which I thought was a little bit harsh. Not really Yatri related, but Mumbai related.
Was it because you were pulling her cheeks?
Yes, if it was.
It was possibly
then,
worse.
I don't blame her.
No, so we were in our little private car doing a tour, and there's a big outdoor laundry called Dobigar, and they wash 200,000 to 300,000 items of clothing a day. And I
Wow.
said to Katie Kins that I would offer to send her training there, so she gets a little bit more efficient as far as the laundry was concerned.
Yeah, she totally should have slapped you. Absolutely, with her there.
She totally did slap me. So yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it.
You probably deserve it, Ed. I'm sorry, but that was uncalled for.
You see, I offered to invest in her personal development. How is investing in someone's personal development ever uncalled for?
Well,
I think
you're
you
kind of
could have
relegating
done
her.
the training. You could have got the training yourself. That's what I think.
You're
That'd
kind of
have been
relegating
selfish.
her back to, whatever ages.
That'd have been massively selfish. Imagine if I'd have gone training there and invested in myself. Isn't that selfish?
No, because then you could have done the washing for her. That'd be really loving, nice thing to do.
Austin, that would have been selfish if I'd paid for me to be trained at Dobigar.
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
that
I
would
was
have
much
been
better.
really selfish. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
should invest in others' personal development.
Yeah, precisely.
Well, tell that girl I'm on her side. And yeah, Fee, I really like the history of Mumbai. I didn't know there were so many things I learned from that app that Austin was demonstrating. So, Austin, really appreciate that. Thank you, man.
And now we have John Dyer demonstrating an app we've talked about quite a lot, especially on our email list, and it's the audio editor and recorder AudioLab.
Hi, John here, and today I'm going to do a demonstration of the app called AudioLab for Android. It is a very powerful app and a very accessible app, so I'm going to demonstrate it for you today. Just a few of the things that it can do. I'm going to go through them all just so you see what it offers, but then I'm going to specifically show you how to record with it, how to trim a recording, and how to delete sections out of a recording, and then how to combine recordings together. So I'm just going to start right here on the main page and show you all your options you have here.
Trim audio. Mix audio. Merge audio. Tag editor. Convert compress audio. Record audio. Split audio. Reverse audio. Voice changer. Add SFX. Text to speech. Video to audio. Karaoke effect. Speech to text. LR splitter. Normalize audio. Speed changer. Karaoke offline. Fun recording. Silence remover. Noise remover. Batch processing. Audio effects. Equalizer. Pro speed changer. Channel manipulation. Audio to video. Video audio mixer. Noise generator. Wave generator. Sound mastering. Video to GIF. 8D audio. Acapella, instrumental. Video trim. Video SFX. Device codec. Output. Open navigation drawer, button.
So as you could see, there are a lot of different options that you have to work with here when it comes to editing audio files. I have used very few of these. I'll be honest with you. I've used video to audio. I've used merge audio. I've used trim audio. And I've used trim video. So it offers a lot that I honestly haven't used, but I just wanted to show you everything that it offers. So now that we're at the bottom left, that's where you can get to the navigation drawer if you want to. And here's what the options are along the bottom.
Change language, button. Help, button. Contact support, button. Setting, button.
So I'm going to go into settings just to show you what some of your options are.
Setting. Navigate up, button. Setting. Theme, choose theme, dark.
So you could choose a theme.
Upgrade, upgrade to pro version.
You can upgrade to the pro version. So the free version you don't have to pay for, but it doesn't have all of the features. So that list of different things you can do that I just went through, some of those will be labeled as pro only if you don't have the pro version. That being said, I think its normal price is only $3.99 US. And I actually think it's on sale for $1.99 right now while I'm recording this. So I don't know how long that sale will last, but even at full price, I think it is well worth it. So let's see what else is in the settings.
Language, change language. Let AudioLab run in background. Due to battery optimization, AudioLab cannot work when in background. This lead to accidental stopping when recording and no output creation in background.
So I've already gone and done this, so I'm going to just skip by that.
Output default audio format, extension, list.
So this is what you want your default audio output to be here, your options.
Not selected, WAV. Selected, MP3. 128 kilobits per second, drop down list, audio bit rate. HZ_44100, drop down list, audio sample rate.
And these are the different sample rates and bit rates you can
Default
choose.
orientation of AudioLab, list, menu option, list. Selected, portrait.
This is, well, obviously how you prefer to hold your phone. I have it set to portrait.
Not selected, landscape. Selected, 2. Not selected, 3. Output folder.
Could you change your output folder?
Store, show audio name by, list. Selected, file name. Not selected, audio title. AudioLab audio gallery. Exclude folder, folder exclude, none.
So if you have like a folder on your phone where you store audiobooks or music files that you don't want to show up when you go to open a file to edit, then this is where you would add those folders and it will exclude those.
Trim, default orientation of single wave, list, default trim view, list.
So these are the different views you can have while you're doing editing, while you're trimming.
Not selected, default. Not selected, portrait. Selected, landscape. Not selected, advance. Not selected, simple. Selected, double wave.
I have double wave selected because I find that's the easiest for me to edit, but when you change these settings, it will change how it's displayed on your screen and how much options you have available to you. So you might want to try different ones out if you're going to be using it a lot.
Enable analytics. Help our development team by sharing crash information and usage, yes. Auto-tune option. Off. Enable experimental auto-tune option in recording, switch.
So that's all the settings. So now that I've shown you all of that, I'm going to back out of here.
AudioLab. Setting, button.
I'm going to scroll back to the top. And I'm going to go to
Record audio.
record audio.
AudioLab recording underscore the 23rd of January 23 underscore 150433067.
So
AudioLab recording underscore the 23rd of January 20.
select all.
Selected text. AudioLab record. Assistant voice typing.
Demonstration clip for AudioLab.
Voice typing stopped. Keyboard hidden. Music. Demonstration clip for AudioLab. Edit box. Enter file name.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to have it save it as.
Music. Drop down list. Use as.
I always leave this to music. Let's see what the other options are.
Music. Pop-up window. Music. Default alarm. Default notification. Default ringtone.
Okay, so
Default alarm. Music.
yeah, I'm leaving it as music.
Music. Demonstration clip for AudioLab. Music. Default. Drop down list. Source. Channel. Not selected. Stereo.
So you can set it to stereo or mono. I have it set to mono.
Selected. Mono. HZ underscore 48,000. Drop down list. Sample rate.
You could change the sample rate if you want.
Audio format. Not selected. Wave.
These are your different options.
Selected. MP3.
I just have it set to MP3 for this demonstration because the rendering time is a lot faster, even though it's not as good a quality.
Not selected. AAC. Not selected. M4A. Not selected. FLAC. Not selected. OGG. Not selected. Opus. Bluetooth preferred. Off. Enable recording from Bluetooth microphone if it is connected. Recording will be in wave format at HC8000. Switch.
So that's if you want to use your Bluetooth headset, which I'm not going to do.
Off. For skip silence. Switch.
These are different settings you can add or filters you can add to it.
Off. Noise suppressor. Switch. Off. Automatic gain control. Switch. Off. Echo canceller. Switch. Auto. Button. Cancel. Button. Start. Button.
So I'm just going to leave all those turned off and I'm going to hit the start button near the bottom right.
AudioLab. Navigate up. Button.
Now this takes us to the recording page and...
Start recording. Button.
Okay, there's a start recording button near the bottom center. I'm going to double tap that. And it should be recording now. I'm just going to swipe away and come back to it.
Pause recording. Button.
So now you can see the button is labeled pause, so that means it's recorded. So I'm just going to go ahead and say something here. Welcome to this sample clip. Well, actually, I already have an intro, so this is a good way of showing you how to cut something out. So I've already pre-recorded the intro, so I'm going to start that over. This is a demonstration of AudioLab, and I'm going to do a couple of things to this file. I'm first going to delete a section out of it. So this section right here is going to be the part I removed from the recording while editing. And then after that, I'm going to trim off the beginning and end of this clip that I'm not going to be using. So now the button is on the pause. I'm going to double tap it. And I'm going to swipe.
Play recording. Button.
I'm not going to play it. I'm going to go to the top.
Navigate up. Button. Demonstration clip. Save. Button.
Just going to click save at the top right.
Converting audio. Output created. Album art. Image. Output created. Click to view output.
So now I'm going to
share. Edit audio.
So this button that says share edit audio, I'm going to click that because we're going to trim this.
Output option. Navigate up. Button.
The first option is trim.
Trim audio.
So I'm going to open it here.
Landscape. Processing. 99%. Progress bar. AudioLab. Open navigation drawer. Button.
Okay, so now we're here on the editing page. So what I'm going to do is near the bottom left,
Play.
there's a play button. I'm going to hit that. And it should be recording now. I'm just going to swipe away and come back to it. So now you can see the button is labeled pause file that we just recorded. So I'm just going to go ahead and say something here. Welcome to this sample clip. Well, actually, I already have an intro, so this is a good way of showing you how to cut something out. So I've already pre-recorded the intro, so I'm going to start that over. So I double tapped again to pause it there because this is the point in the recording where I want to remove everything before that. So right above the play button, there is a button labeled
Move left slide to playing. Button.
Move left side to playing. I'm going to double tap that. So now that the left side slide is there, I'm going to hit the play button again.
Play.
This is a demonstration of AudioLab, and I'm going to do a couple of things to this file. I'm first going to delete a section out of it. So this section right here is going to be the part I removed from the recording while editing. And then after that, I'm going to trim off the beginning and end of this clip that I'm not going to be using. Okay, so I stopped it there because I know this is the point where I'm going to want everything after that to be cut off. So I'm going to, I think if I swipe left,
Move right slide to playing. Button.
yeah, that will move right slide to playing. So now I know that the section that is currently highlighted is the section I want to keep. So
Play.
I'm going to swipe to
Trim. Trim.
trim because this will delete everything that's not selected.
Delete. Delete.
If I were to do delete, that would delete the selected area. So I'm going to do trim right now.
Trim. 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 Trim.
So now that should have gotten rid of the beginning and end that I didn't want. So I'm going to hit the play button again.
Play.
This is a demonstration of AudioLab, and I'm going to do a couple of things to this file. I'm first going to delete a section out of it. So I paused it, and I'm going to
Move left slide to playing. Button.
move left slide to playing.
Play.
I'm going to hit play. So this section right here is going to be the part I removed from the recording while editing. Okay, so now I'm going to put the right slide here.
Move right slide to playing. Button.
And now hitting the play button should
Play.
play the highlighted section. So this section right here is going to be the part I removed from the recording while editing. Okay, so I know that's what I want to delete, so
Trim. Trim. Delete.
I'm going to hit delete.
Processing. Open navigation drawer. Button. AudioLab.
All right, so now I'm going to
Save. Save.
hit save, which is near the bottom right.
Demonstration clip for AudioLab _ the 23rd of January 23 _ 1509. Music.
That's just
Drop
the
down.
name.
Create. Button.
It's going to save it as, so I'm going to hit create.
Output created. Album art. Image. Output created. Click to view output. Demonstration clip for audio. /storage/ share. Share. Rate. Share. Play. Play.
So I'm going to hit play just to see what the end result was like.
Portrait. AudioLab.
This is a demonstration
Navigate up. Button.
of AudioLab, and I'm going to do a couple of things to this file. I'm first going to delete a section out of it. And then after that, I'm going to trim off the beginning and end of this clip that I'm not going to be using.
Page 4 of 5.
So as you could see, that's what I wanted with the beginning and end trimmed off and the center portion removed. So now I'm going to...
AudioLab. AudioLab Pro.
I'm back on the main page. I'm just going to show you how to combine clips because I already pre-recorded an intro and an outro. So
Trim audio. Mix audio. Merge audio.
I'm going to go to merge audio.
AudioLab. Navigate up. Button. Album art. Intro _ the 23rd of January.
So I selected intro. Then I'm going to select
Album art. Demonstration clip for AudioLab _
demonstration clip.
Album art. Outro _
Then outro.
Done. Button.
I'm going to hit the done button, the bottom right.
Merge audio. Navigate up. Button.
Now let's see if they're in the correct order.
Move. Album art. Intro _ the 23rd of Move. Album art. Demonstration clip for AudioLab Move. Album art. Outro _ the 23rd of January 23 _ Move.
Okay, so they are in the order I selected them, so I don't have to do any rearranging.
Add audio. Button.
And I don't want to add audio, that's what's near the bottom right.
Save. Button.
I'm going to hit the save button, and that will combine all these.
Intro _ the 23rd of January 23 _ Intro _ off. Use failsafe merging. Switch.
Here are some options I have.
Off. Fade in, fade out. Switch.
Don't want any fade in or fade out.
Off. Add silence between audio. Switch. Music. Drop down list. Use merge. Button.
I'm going to hit merge.
Estimated time left. Calculating. Output created. Album. Play. Play.
All right, now let's see what we have.
AudioLab.
Hello there.
Navigate
this is
up.
Simply
Button.
going to be a demonstration of an intro that I'm going to use for AudioLab. This is a demonstration of AudioLab, and I'm going to do a couple of things to this file. I'm first going to delete a section out of it, and then after that I'm going to trim off the beginning and end of this clip that I'm not going to be using. And this is simply going to be a demonstration outro for AudioLab. Thank you for listening. Hello there.
Page 5 of 6.
Okay, so it went into another recording, but that is just a, hopefully not too long, I tried to be quick, demonstration of how you would do a couple of things in AudioLab. So here's the real outro. Thank you for listening.
Warren, have you used AudioLab?
I actually have it, and I actually purchased the pro version. However, like John says, you probably don't need to buy the pro version if you don't want to. It's very generous in what it gives you as a free user. But I like supporting, guys that have great apps, and this app is like a one in all kind of app. I mean, if you listen to what John has there in that demo, it just does just about everything. And thanks, John. I actually haven't used it to edit, and now I know how to edit. Thanks to your demo, because I think I tried it one time, but I didn't make heads and tails of it. And now I understand if I had that double wave or whatever, it actually makes it easier to edit. So thanks for that demo.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, it was kind of difficult when I went back to edit the recording for the podcast. I didn't know how hard it would be to edit a recording of myself editing a recording of myself. It was very confusing at points, but I finally got through it. So yeah, it's a good app, and I just showed the simplest way to do it, but I just want to touch on it and say there's other controls in there, like for adjusting the left slide and the right slide. Like you can manually input the exact seconds and milliseconds you want to move the sliders to. You don't have to delete or trim. You can add silence. Like if you're just like if somebody said a bad word and you just want to get rid of that part, you can do that. So there's a lot more you can do besides what I just demonstrated. I was just showing like the simplest way to do it.
And what you mean by somebody saying a bad word? You mean Doug, don't you?
Doug, yeah. I didn't want to call him out, but
Come on, guys. But I think that was the method I was trying earlier prior to listening to your recording demo. I was trying to use that method of inputting the time lapse and all of that. And
yeah,
I'm like, gosh, how do I calculate this? So I'm like, when I heard your demo, I'm like, this is actually simpler.
Yeah, and even if you get it wrong, you can then adjust like the increment. So you can change the increment to like 500 milliseconds or 1 second or 100 milliseconds. And then you can just manually double tap the move slide button to move it by that increment you've specified. So I usually keep it at like 500 milliseconds, but if I need it to be like a finer adjustment, I'll change it to 100 milliseconds and then just adjust it until it gets to the point I want. So yeah, you can really do a lot with it, and it's very accessible. Somebody's asked me before, like, what do you use to edit for the podcast? Like, what PC software do you use? I'm like, I don't. I just do it on my Android phone. Like, it works really well for me.
That is cool.
Now, the Pro version, is it like $6 or is it $3? I don't remember how much I
it's
paid for
$4.
it. Yes, I think it's $3.99 or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, they let you donate. They let you choose how much to donate, but I think the minimum when it's not on sale is $4.
Okay. I think I got mine for like $6 or $6.99.
Mhm.
I don't remember.
What does the Pro version give you that the free one doesn't?
I honestly can't tell you because I just like as soon as I realized it was a great app, before I really got deep into it, I was like, I want this app. Like I knew it, so I just went and purchased
so you
it.
bought it.
So I
Yeah.
don't really know how fun. Although it did seem like going through the list, certain things were labeled Pro, and I remember
Oh.
the first time I went through it, I didn't really think I would need anything that was labeled Pro. Like it was more some of the more advanced or silly type things like effects and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm not sure exactly what you get.
It can't though. I don't think any voice recorder can. It can't record system sounds, can it? You need a screen recorder for that. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't know. I normally just use it for editing, so I don't know exactly.
I'm pretty sure it can't. I only say that because
I would assume it can't.
Someone was asking on the email list today how to record a Google Meet meeting from your phone, and I don't think AudioLab could do it. I went and had a little look before I answered that question, and I couldn't immediately see that it did. I think that's a screen recording thing, which is no fault of AudioLab, obviously. None of the voice recorders do, but
yeah, it's more of a restriction with Android.
Yeah, exactly.
I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think the problem also might be if the app does not allow the sharing of the microphone, for example. I think then that creates a problem because if you're doing a Meet recording or joining a meeting, you're using your microphone. And now this one's wanting to use the microphone. Sometimes that becomes a problem. I think that may be the reason why it might not work. But if one is on the speaker, and if it allows the microphone sharing, there's no reason why it shouldn't record.
Yeah, if you muted yourself in Meet, maybe it would work, and you could do it that way.
Or I think you might have to go into like the actual app settings, not app settings, but app data settings. Is that what I'm looking for? And like actually revoke mic access for mute or for Meet. That might actually be what you have to do.
Yeah,
exactly. That would work if you do that. Any recorder
But
should be
then
able
you might
to
have
pick
to
it up.
log. Then you might have to log into Meet twice, though, if you wanted to say stuff in the meeting. You might have to have two phones logged in. One that's muted and the other that's not. But it just sounds like a big hassle, really. That does.
Yeah.
But I think this this email though, the guy wants to record like a lecture that's coming through on Google Meet. So in this case, he'll have nothing to lose because he's just listening and then just letting
so it's not
his thing record what he wants.
Yeah, I think a screen recorder is easier. I would do that probably. But yeah, it sounds like you might be able to do that if you revoke Meet's access. But
then we'll have the next email that says, I can't be had on Google Meet anymore.
yeah, well, this is it.
Yeah,
You basically might
do
need to
not
take your
forget to
choice.
put that back when you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good app. Do you go and install it? And our final app demo for this App Bonanza is Warren demonstrating the. I wondered how to describe this in the show notes. I settled on App Package Examiner, I think. Boundo.
Hi. For episode 112, App Bonanza, I am demonstrating an app called Boundo, Boundo. For this demonstration, I am using the Google Pixel 7 Pro with the Android 13 QPR2 Beta 2. For speech services, I am employing the Google Speech Services, and that is in the variant Voice 4, I believe. I do want to apologize that there's a little bit of a background noise in my location right now because it's winter time and I got the heating system running. I am on my home screen now and will navigate to Boundo. And by the way, Boundo sells for 99 cents. And right now, though, it's free. I'm not sure that by the time you're hearing this, that it will still be free, but right now it's free. I'll navigate my way to the Boundo app and continue from here.
Boundo.
Here is Boundo, and I'll tap here to activate.
Boundo. Refresh button.
Upon launching the app, we heard refresh, and to the right of that is the settings button. To the left of that refresh, however, is the title that simply says Boundo.
Boundo.
And now moving to the right,
Refresh button.
that refresh button, and then on the right corner, we have
Settings button.
settings. Let's go ahead though and look at the settings before we look at the things that are below here. I'll now tap on settings.
Settings.
I am now in the settings and putting my finger near the top and going down, we've got the following items.
Style.
We heard style, that's the first item. And below that,
Languages.
languages. Next,
About.
about,
Unit Manager.
unit manager,
Instant.
instant,
App API.
app API, and that would be our last item. You can go into these and look at the things that it can do, but I do not necessarily want to go into all of these as this might take a lot of our time since this is the App Bonanza and it's not the only app that we're demonstrating today. I think that it would be not so necessary to go into each and every of these app settings. However, let's tap on the item that says Unit Manager and see what that's all about.
Unit Manager.
Here is that Unit Manager, and I'll tap.
Boundo. Unit Manager.
Tapping on that Unit Manager, here are the items found in that settings.
Dynamic feature. Installed. App API. In list.
Going down,
Audio timer.
going down,
Device Manager.
Device Manager,
Image modifying.
Image Modifier,
Dynamic feature. Installed.
Dynamic
School
feature.
timetable. Disabled. Themed live wallpaper.
and that's the last item. Now, what you will notice if I go back to the main UI, these items that we saw here will be found as tabs. I'm going to go back to the main UI though, so we'll go from there so that you'll see what I'm talking about.
Boundo. Settings. Button.
I am now back in the main UI and we heard settings. Now below there, starting from the left, we find the following tabs. I'll put my finger down and go from left to right through the different tabs.
App API.
First tab is the App API. To the right,
Audio timer.
Audio timer,
Image modifying.
Image modifying,
Themed live wallpaper.
Theme wallpaper,
Device manager.
and Device manager. Below these, though, are all of your apps. For example, if I move my finger down
App API.
and
Degoo. 3 hours ago, 12.
we heard Degoo. So Degoo is like a cloud storage, and it says it was updated 3 hours ago, and it says 12, meaning that the maximum OS target is Android 12. If I move my finger down,
List. Google. 3 hours ago, 13.
we heard 3 hours ago 13, and that's the target OS is Android 13.
List. Amazon shopping. 21 hours ago, 13.
Amazon Shopping is also targeted at Android 13. Let's take a look at one of these things and see what it all means.
Degoo. 3 hours ago, 12.
I'm going to tap on this Degoo.
Boundo. Degoo.
Tapping on Degoo and moving my finger down from the top, here's the information that we find regarding this particular app.
Degoo.
Moving down,
5.
it says 5, meaning the minimum OS would be Android Lollipop version 5.
Min SDK 21.
That's the minimum, the SDK 21.
12.
12, that's Android 12.
Target SDK 31.
And 31, keep going down.
12. Compile SDK 31.
The compiled SDK,
1.57.175.230124. Bullet, 33.79 megabytes. 3 hours ago, Degoo, Android.
so it updated some 3 hours ago.
Kotlin underscore built-ins is found in the APK, Jetpack Compose, package Android X. Compose is found in the APK dex files, Flutter, libflutter.so is found in the APK, React Native, libreactnativejny.so is found in the APK, Xamarin, libxamarin-app.so is found in the APK, System. This app is installed as a system app, hidden, no launcher activity is found available for this app. Full 64-bit ARM 64-bit and x86 64-bit, this app is both ARM 64-bit and x86 64-bit compatible. ARM 32-bit, files are found under libarmaby v7a or libarmaby in the APK.
Okay, and so it doesn't have any launcher activity. Next, we move to
Google Play Store. This app was installed by Google Play Store.
next,
Adaptive icon. This app has an adaptive icon.
next,
Android App Bundle. Split APKs are found for this app.
and now if you're a swiper or whatever, if you swipe from here, there's some text below here that talks about the compatibility with other devices like Xiaomi or Huawei and Vivo and some of those phones and things like that. Now, if you happen to be a swiper, however, you're not going to be able to interact with that text that is found below here. So it's better to just scroll up and put your finger down using the Explore by Touch method to be able to read all of that. So now I'll move my finger down and let you hear all that info that is followed here with all the compatible phones and things like that, or whatever services it uses on those other devices. I'll now scroll down, put my finger down, and let it read.
System. This app is installed as a system app, hidden, no launcher activity is found available for this app. Full 64-bit ARM 64-bit and x86 64-bit, this app is both ARM 64-bit and x86 64-bit compatible. ARM 32-bit, Files are found under lib.armaby v7a or lib.armaby in the APK. ARM64-bit. Files are found under lib.arm64v8a in the APK. x86. Files are found under lib.x86 in the APK. x64. Files are found under lib.x86-64 in the APK. Firebase Cloud Messaging FCM, com.google. Firebase. Messaging. Firebase Messaging Service is found in this app. Huawei Push. Com. Huawei.hms. Support.ap. Push. Service. HMS MSG service is found in this app. Xiaomi Push. Checked by MiPush SDK, otherwise com. Xiaomi. MiPush.sdk. Message handle service is found in this app. Meizu Push. Com. Meizu. Cloud. Push SDK. Notification service is found in this app. Oppo Push. Com. HeyTap. MCS SDK. AppPush service is found in this app. Vivo Push. Com. Vivo. Push.sdk. Service. Command client service is found in this app. JPush. CN. JPush. Android. Service. Push service is found in this app. UPush. Com. Umang. Message. Umangentent service is found in this app. TPNS. Com. Tencent. Android. TPush. Service. Zwipush service is found in this app. Alibaba Cloud Push. Org. Android. Agu. ACCS. Agu service is found in this app. Baidu Push. Com. Baidu. Android. Push service. Push service is found in this app. Gedui Push. Com. iJexon.sdk. Push service is found in this app.
And that is the thing I'm talking about. It read all of those things that are compatible with other devices and all of that. And let's go back now to the main UI.
Boundo. Dagu. 3 hours ago, 12.
Let's look at some of those tabs. For example, the ones that I read earlier.
App API.
We tap on the App API.
Boundo. App API. Showing items 1 to 11 of 351. Fairmail. 3 hours ago, 13.
So it's showing all of my apps. So basically, when you tap on that, you're showing all of your apps. And so you have all of your apps here, and you could tap on which one you want to view and things like that. Now, if I go back.
Boundo. App API.
And the next tab.
Audio timer.
Audio timer. I don't know what this does, but I'm going to tap on it anyway.
Boundo. Set timer.
When I tap on the audio timer, it said set timer. And moving my finger down.
Hour. Edit box.
There's the hour. And then to the right of that.
Minute. Edit box.
There's the minute. And at the bottom, though, we've got
At start. Button.
At the start. I have no clue what it does. I'm going to go back.
Boundo. Audio timer.
To the right of that audio timer, we've got
Image modifying.
Image modifying. I'm going to tap.
Boundo. Select image. Button.
It says select image. So we could select an image to modify.
Width. Edit box.
And below there, there's the width.
Height. Edit box.
The height to the right of that.
PNG. Drop down list. Format.
And the format of the image. And it's a drop down. You could tap there. And that's the last item there on the right.
Blur degree.
And then below that on the left is an item that says blur degree. And to the right of that.
0/100ths.
0/100ths. And then at the bottom we've got
Slider. 0%.
There's a slider, and it's at 0%. Now, frankly, I don't know what these things do because I haven't played with it much. I just installed it like 20 minutes or so ago and opening it for the first time. I'm going to go back.
Boundo. Image modifying.
Now, the next tab
Themed live wallpaper.
is a theme live wallpaper.
Boundo.
Tapping on that and putting my finger down and going toward the bottom.
Bright wallpaper.
There's a bright wallpaper,
Dark wallpaper.
dark wallpaper,
Switch to dark wallpaper automatically when dark theme is enabled.
Okay.
This feature is presented to you as live wallpaper. Switch to dark wallpaper when 1. System dark theme is turned on. 2. Dark theme plan in app settings is set to schedule and the time is right.
All right, and that's it about that one. I'm going to go back.
Boundo. Themed live wallpaper. Device manager.
And the last item is the device manager. I'm going to tap here.
Allow Boundo to find, connect to, and determine the relative position of nearby devices. Allow button.
Tapping on that, it talks about being able to connect to other devices and things like that. And default is allow.
Don't allow button.
Or don't allow. And
allow.
I'm going to tap on allow anyhow to see what happens.
Allow button.
I'll tap here.
Boundo. Device manager. Showing items 1 to 9 of 9.
And now it says I have 9 items. Putting my finger down near the top, we're going through those things that it's seeing. And we've got
keyboard K850, disconnected, tap to connect, in list.
There's my keyboard.
Braille Sensu 2141.
My Braille Sense.
Orbit Reader 2007. Razer Anzu Smart Glasses. Aki EPB 52.
I see what's going
Monster
on.
Elements on ear. Disconnect.
So basically what happens here is that it sees the Bluetooth devices that I have paired to this, and I could tap to connect to those if they're on. So that's what that device manager is all about. I'll go back.
Boundo. Device manager, out of list.
And that's the last item there in the tabs. And that would be it for the demonstration of Boundo. Boundo. Again, it sells for 99 cents. Thanks for listening.
So Warren, what's your primary use case for Boundo? Do you use it as an extractor? Do you use it for other stuff?
So Boundo, and we're not binding people here, but Boundo is basically...
Hey, I like it.
It's just for those of you guys that are kind of a little bit more on the geeky side. You want to find out everything about your app and all the API labels and all of that, then definitely Boundo is for you. That's what it is intended for. It doesn't do app extraction. I didn't try it because I didn't see that anywhere in the settings, though. I might have missed something, but I didn't see it having anything to do with app extraction. So
It claims it does.
Oh, it claims it does. I'll have to look at that again because I just got that. And, within 10, 20 minutes, I decided to demo it. So I should have tried that. So if it does app extraction, I think that's beautiful. I'll have to look back at it again. But I really like the app. At least you know what you have when it comes to the apps that you have. And most especially now that some apps are 64-bit only. And it also tells you all about it. The language that the app was written in and all of that. So I find that app to be a very useful little handy tool.
The only reason I know it does is because I wanted to work out what to call it in the show notes, and I went and read the about bit on the Play Store, as it says it does.
Can we explain to people what app extraction actually means?
Well, if we think Boundo can do it, it's not in Warren's demo. So the thing about Android is you don't need to install apps from the Play Store if you don't want to. It's more like Windows than it is like iOS, insofar as you can run the file. They're called APK or SAPK in Android. It's EXE in Windows, basically, or INS. It's the thing you run to install a program. Now, it might be for various reasons that you want to extract apps that are on your phone. Maybe there's a particular version you like and you're worried, they're going to break the accessibility of it. Maybe the app is questionably available on the Play Store. You think it might disappear. Maybe you've got a friend in another country and they either don't have the Play Store or the app is not on the Play Store they have. So what you can do is essentially extract the app from your phone, even if it was installed on your Play Store. You can extract the app, either, as I say, to back up or to share, and then you can send it to someone and they can just run it.
That's very cool.
I use it all the time. Warren hates it. I install apps from non-Play Store literally all the time.
No, I don't do
Warren
that.
does not recommend anything that doesn't
No.
come from the Play Store.
No,
He's
Warren's
almost
he's a
he's
Play
almost
Store
like Gary
fanboy.
in his love of Google. Yeah.
Yeah.
Google can never do wrong. Ergo, everything is going to get fixed.
Well,
not.
I'm carrying Google's water, so
I'm not.
I'm
Somebody
not
has to.
I'm not.
Thank you, John.
No.
But so frankly, it's a good app. If I'm gonna check to see if it does APK extraction.
It
Then
says
you
it
could have backups and things like that, and you extract your whatever APKs, and someone doesn't have it, you want to share it, then you could share it.
Yeah, especially because Alpha, I don't know, I haven't checked if it's fixed, but Alpha Backup Pro disappeared from the Play Store a while ago. I don't know if it's back. And the problem with that, the problem that app had is that for some of its extractions, you needed Alpha Backup Pro itself in order to be able to install them.
Yeah.
There are better apps than that. But
Was that just for the split APKs? Because I think they require a little something else to reinstall them. Yeah.
Yeah, but there are apps that don't require themselves. So there's a way to get SAPKs that wouldn't purely require, because if Alpha Backup Pro's gone, then you're in real trouble because you can't put it back on your own phone, and you can't.
That's why you need to use Alpha Backup Pro to extract Alpha Backup Pro and save it at a safe place.
unless it requires itself to install, obviously.
You will get
it depends what it extracts as.
True. Yeah, and that's the problem with Alpha Backup Pro. You needed to install the things that you extracted using Alpha Backup Pro. So I don't know. I hope it's back, though.
I hope it's back.
I don't know what happened to him. Maybe someone should reach out to him, see what happened.
Yeah, there are others, though.
No, we have a lot of them up there. I mean, even the ML Manager is a good one. That's another one I have. I really like that one, too.
And that concludes our App Bonanza and indeed this episode. So our next App Bonanza will probably be around April time 2023. So do send us your apps. Austin, where can people find us?
For people to locate us, they can email us with their questions or feedback or comments or recording submissions to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. They can browse our website, blindandroidusers.com. Check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/blindandroidusers. Subscribe to our mailing list, Blind Android Users, plus subscribe at groups.io. The links for Telegram and Twitter, Clubhouse will be in the show notes with all the other links. So that is it from us this week.
Well, that's it. Thank you very much for listening, folks, and we shall see you next week. Say bye-bye to the nice people, Dougie.
Bye.
Bye, nice people.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. And bye-bye,
Bye-bye,
nasty
nice people.
too.
Yeah, we better say bye-bye to them as well.
I'm
Bye-bye, nasty people. Jesus loves you.
Oh, my gosh. Boys.
Bye-bye, nice and nasty people.
Thanks for listening to another clip from the Blind Android Users channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you're notified of every new material that we upload. Thanks again for listening to the Blind Android Users channel.